What's up guys? So a lot of people have asked me to do pipe bending tutorials. Now I'm not a plumbing teacher or a lecturer, but I have been bending pipe for over 20 years and I know the method that works for me. Now I'm going to do a series of videos starting with the basics. So today we're going to be looking at just bending a 90 and just showing you my method, and then we'll be looking at sets, offsets, crossovers, partials, passovers, stepovers, whatever you call them and whatever you can do with a pipe bender. I'm going to try and do a video on. So as I say, we're going to start with the basics and we're going to do some 90s. Now this is about my 5th attempt at this video and I think I've been getting a bit too intense with it, so I'm just going to keep it really simple and look at bending 90s. Now the first bit of thing you need to do is get familiar with the bit of kit you're using. Now mine's pretty old. This was my granddad's pipe bender and my dad used it and now I use it. It's the only bender I've ever used and hopefully the only one I will ever use. So I'm going to talk to you about this bender and you'll have to take what I say and apply that to your bender. Now mine's pretty basic. Yours might have some markings on. Sometimes you'll have a line there, a line there and a line there. That's just helping you with your angles. So you'll have a 30, 45 and 90 degree mark on there. I pull my bends by eye. Now if you pull a 90 by eye and it's not quite right, there's no shame in giving it a little tweak. But the more you bend, a 90 will just become bread and butter for you. You'll just be pulling them in your sleep. So that's just something that comes with time. So I'm just going to show you my method. But before I do, I'm just going to start off by showing you a little tiny, we'll call it a hack, but this applies to most pipe benders. So if you've got the piece of pipe you want to bend, and you want to bend that 150 to the centre of your bend, just going to mark that 150 there. So we want to bend this pipe, and when this bit comes round, we want it to be a 150 centre. So pop it in the bender, like that. If you measure from the edge of your guide there, 70mm to your mark, this is on a 15mm copper pipe. So we'll say that's 70mm there. So that's our 150 centre. So from there to the centre of the bend, 150. Measure from there to the edge of this guide, 70mm. That will pull a perfect 90 at a 150 centre. And that's the same for any pipe bender. 70mm between there and there will pull the bend. It works on the 22mm as well, but that's 100mm. So you make your measurement to the centre of the pipe, go back 100mm, and that will do a perfect 90. So now we'll talk about the way I do it. So this is the piece of pipe we want to bend, and I want to do, let's say, we'll do 150 again. So that's our mark 150. Now when you're measuring, you're going to measure one of 3 measurements. So this is where we're measuring from. Let's move that over a bit. This is where we're measuring from. You're either going to measure to the inside of the bend, to the centre of the bend, or to the outside of the bend. So that's one of 3 measurements. Whatever's easiest for you to take, depending on where this pipe is in the property, what's in your way. It might be easier to measure onto the inside. It might be easier to measure to the centre of the clips that you run in. However you're going to do it, one of those 3. So we've got 150 there. Let's pop that in the bender. This is the way I do it. Spare piece of copper pipe, and we offer it into the bender. Common sense tells you that when you pull this bend, that pipe is going to end up there. So we use that with this mark, that if we want the centre of our bend to be at the 150, we line that up to the centre. If we want the 150 to be to the outside edge, we just move our mark to the outside edge of the pipe. So now when we pull it, the outside edge of the pipe will end up there. And if we've measured to the inside edge, we move that mark to the inside. And now our 150 when we pull the bend would be from the inside to the edge there. And that's as easy as I can explain it, and that is the way I do it. and it works for me. So if we pull that bend now to the centre, as I say, you'll do the 90s by eye. If you're not confident and you want to check it, you can use a square, but as I say, you'll be pulling these in your sleep. So that's our first bend. That is a 150 centre, which we can confirm with the tape measure. Now if we want to pull another bend off this, we're going to go from the centre line of here. So we can go from the centre of there to wherever we want to go. If we do 150 again, which is there, let's mark that all the way around on this. So now we've got that measurement and we've got our method of using the pipe. If you needed to come back, you can do it that way. If you wanted to go up, you still use the same mark. If you wanted to go that way, you still use the same mark. All you do is change the orientation in your bender. So we will do another bend on this. We want that to our centre. So there's our 150 centre. So that, if we pulled it this way, the distance between there and there would be the 150. If we wanted to go up in some clips up the wall, all we need to do is turn the pipe, and then when we bend it, it will go up. But we're still using the same method with the centre line and the centre piece of pipe, because when we pull it, it's going to end up there. The only thing you have to do with multiple bends is line up in your bender, and I do this by eye, but if you want to get a straight edge or a level and run it across from here to here to make sure you've got it level in your bender, that's up to you. So we'll bend that there. Again, we're just doing the 90 by eye, which is there. So now we've got, same as this pipe here, 150, 150, 150. So they're all equal, and they can go across the wall, up the wall. You can go around whatever obstacle you want. Now you know this measurement, the way to do it. If you wanted to make something like that, so that's 200, 200, 200, back again, a perfect square, you can do that all using this method. So hopefully I've explained that in a way that you understand. And if you've got any questions, just drop me a comment and I'll try and answer them. And keep an eye out for the other videos in the series, and we'll look at doing different bends. Thanks for watching.